Hello, and welcome to another installment of DeKalb Talks Tourism. Today, we are very lucky to have Matt Hampton with New Black Wall Street Market. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, thanks, James. I'm excited to be here with you today.
We're excited. Tell us, we've known each other for quite a while, but tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Little Rock, Arkansas. I started off in entrepreneurship at a really young age, around the time that Bill Clinton was elected to go to the presidency of the United States. And so I had this really awesome experience of having an ecosystem support me as a young entrepreneur. Fast forward 10, 15 years later, my wife and I started a company called Elevate to create more opportunities, particularly for young people to be entrepreneurial. And in doing that work, we had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Bill Allen about 10 years ago. And he was running his institute in Stonecrest, Georgia. And he saw what we were doing. And he said, Matt, you need to come to the big leagues of Atlanta and come and help me run this institute and take it to the next level. And so we've been here for 8 years. We've lived primarily in Stonecrest. We now live in Stone Mountain, so still deep in the DeKalb community. But I serve as the director of the Allen Entrepreneurial Institute in my capacity. And so I get the pleasure of designing programs, buying properties, developing buildings. And so it's a really awesome journey being with Mr. Allen and supporting his vision to increase the size and the number of minority and women-owned businesses throughout the U.S. and globally. And so, you know, it's been a really cool journey to be a part of DeKalb County and this community for the last 8 years.
Well, before I jump into what do you do in your spare time with all those different things, did you get to meet the president? Did you get to meet Clinton?
Actually, I got a funny story. I have had the opportunity to meet him a couple times, and what they say about Bill Clinton, he never forgets a person's name out of all the people he meets. And so I actually had the opportunity when he was trying to pass the crime bill. They took a youth delegation to Washington, and they kind of were setting us up to say what they wanted us to say. And so I got a chance to square off with him once. And I told him, I said, Mr. President, we're not here to just support what you want. We really want to see you support young people being leaders, and we have a plan. And he was like, wow, okay, I know you, Matthew, and I'm going to support you. And so, yeah, I got a chance to meet him. I've got a chance to work with the White House directly.
Wow.
And actually, I'm in the Clinton Presidential Library for some of the work that we did around youth violence in response to the crime bill. So
that's in Little Rock, right?
Yeah. And so if you look it up, I actually made it into his presidential library for some of the work we did. But the Clintons and Arkansas definitely gave me a really great start in kind of this capacity of supporting entrepreneurship and building communities. It all came from Little Rock.
Well, we're going to get Mike Vessia is going to be at Little Rock for an SDS conference. I got to get him to go find that about you in there.
Yeah, I'll tell him where to look.
That would be very cool. So with that little scope of what you do.
Yeah. I got all kind of time.
Yeah, I tell you. So how did New Black Wall Street Market become a thing? What was the vision of it? You know, what have you done with it?
Right. Well, ultimately, Mr. Allen is in his late 70s, early 80s at this point. And so he's always told us very clearly the Allen Entrepreneurial Institute exists because my wife allowed me to spend a whole lot of our money on my dream. But it will not exist if you all don't figure out how to create income-generating activities that are real and support entrepreneurship. And so, first of all, I have to, anytime I have an opportunity to talk about what we do, I have to give the ultimate kudos to Mr. Allen for his vision and his desire to really impact entrepreneurship within the minority community and with women around the world. And so, ultimately, the New Black Wall Street Market started because we were coming upon the centennial of the burning of the original Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Mr. Allen, he learned about it, and he said, Matt, this is a great way. I'm amazed that no one in the country has tried to re-erect or develop or create a development that is a rebuilding of such a vibrant community. And if you understand the history of Black Wall Street, it was a community where African Americans did business at a very high level. They were driving cars, they were financially astute, and ultimately they created an ecosystem and a community that was undergirded by entrepreneurship that was highly successful. And so Mr. Allen was like, this is a perfect opportunity for us to get the country to take notice of the work that we're doing in entrepreneurship. We had recently acquired the land. It's by near Stonecrest Mall. And so we sat down and he said, Matt, I really would love to be building a hotel on this land as we come to this centennial. But we had also acquired the Target building in Stonecrest, which is about 125,000 square feet. And he was like, but, you know, by the time this was probably a 1 year out from that centennial date of the 2021, May 2021, it was Memorial Day weekend. He was like, you know, it's not going to really give us spin if I'm just sitting around talking to architects about what I want to do. Right. One of the great things about Mr. Allen is he's a man of action. And so he said, but I think we could get that building in place and we could use that as a pilot for what we want to do. Also, we knew that the country was at a place to where we needed healing and we needed something positive after the George Floyd incident that had occurred. And so he said, Matt, this is the time where we need to have something real happen. And so I think it was like we were at the end of 2020 and a pandemic. And he said, you know, he proclaimed to the world, as entrepreneurs do, that by May 31st, we would have that building open. Which, if you know anything about construction and 125,000 square foot renovation, you're talking about 5 or 6 months of construction. And so we all were like, how are we going to get that done? But ultimately, we didn't finish the building, but we did begin what we call the Summer of Success series. And we started in our parking lot with pop-ups, and it was really a great way to start the project. Right. We brought a lot of energy to that parking lot. People were at the point to where they wanted to get back out. You know, all of us had been cooped up in the house because of COVID. And so the timing was right, and we started there. And so that's how we got started. And that was a lot of the thinking that was behind the scenes. And also, we kind of also felt like entrepreneurs, particularly minority entrepreneurs, were going to be in a position to where we needed to make sure that we were like the Red Cross after a disaster, right? So we wanted to be able to resource and help minority entrepreneurs and women-owned entrepreneurs to really get back in the game, as we came off of COVID. And so it was just the perfect time in that building. It was difficult, but in 5 months we were almost done with the interior of the building. In about 5 months. And so that's how the project started.
So when you opened up, because I'm trying to think back, because I was at your opening.
Yeah.
And spoke at the opening. Was that then, or did you open the outside and then have the grand opening on the inside? Because it seemed like it was actually quite a while ago, but it doesn't sound like it was, actually.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. But you're exactly right. You were a big supporter. You were part of that opening. So what we did, and it was actually like if we were going to do it and had a playbook of starting these around the country, I would do it the same way. What we did is it built anticipation, and we started in the parking lot. We created a festival series over the summer. We called it the Summer of Success Festival. And so every holiday over the summer, we would have an outdoor event.
I remember that now.
Mm-hmm. And so what that did is, one, it gave anticipation to the community. It also gave us the opportunity to meet entrepreneurs who had various products. And it kind of like it built up this anticipation for like what it was going to be and how it was going to operate. And it gave us an opportunity to really kind of practice the model, if you would. And so, yeah, we did the indoors, and then we ultimately opened up the inside November 1st. Of that same year. But that whole summer, we took that summer to really test the model out, learn. And actually, we had got the playbook from other people who had opened up places like the Krog and places like that.
Right.
Oftentimes, they did little kind of pre-warm-ups to get the community ready for the actual opening. And so, and also it gave us time to work a little bit with like the city and folks that needed to help catch up with us from a planning standpoint. So, yeah.
I remember, I'm trying to think back, you had a poet that wrote a special poem for the opening, didn't you?
We did. I'm not sure if that was Chris James or it was another guy that did that. But yeah, I mean, that's been one of the most awesome parts of the new Black Wall Street market is that it's really given us an opportunity to celebrate Black culture. And we have artists, we have poets, there's just so much rich culture. I think we had the the Junkanoo folks, that do the Junkanoo dancing, and so it's been a great celebration of culture in many ways by having the new Black Wall Street Market. But yeah, we did have a really cool poet.
Yeah,
I can't remember which poet it was, but we did.
I can't remember either, but I remember it was very cool, and
Yeah.
his poem was really good.
Yeah.
So you've started to hit on it. Like you come to New Black Wall Street Market, what are you going to see? What's inside the place?
Well, ultimately, I'm so proud of the business owners that support and make the place the vibe that it is. And so when you first hit the door, if you come at the right time, you're going to hit the door and you're going to hear a DJ. It's going to be fun. It's going to be drums. And when you go to the right, you're going to go into Aaron's Market. When you go into Aaron's Market, you're going to see a number of pop-up businesses that are in the kind of food-related businesses. So, of course, we're going to have the food ready to go off at the beginning. One of the things I'm really proud of as it relates to our members in Aaron's, there's so many things that they do that are healthy products. So we have Tony's Mama's hot sauce, and she does a hot sauce that's all natural. We have Deb and Walnut Life, and she does a walnut taco mix that's just like the best tacos you ever had. But if you want to be vegan, she has that. We have Mercedes, and she has all kind of tonics to cure diabetes, and she has the sea moss and just all these health benefits. We have Tia Moore, and they have great teas. And so, you're going to see YOL with juices. And so we just have so many awesome vendors that are really looking at, like, how do I help improve health in our community? And so I'm really proud of our lineup. And then also, too, we don't have just the healthy guys. You can go to Exotic Tropic and get some good old catfish and some chicken wings and the good greasy food. But we also have Lively Up ourselves. They have great vegan food. And Ari's Corner, she has great Mexican food and fish and so yeah, it's just a plethora of food options when you first come in, but also a number of healthy options that we offer. Once you pass Aaron's, you go in and you enter into Art Avenue.
Can I stop you there?
Yeah.
It's 10:30 and I'm hungry. You didn't bring me any food.
Oh, man.
I mean, you're talking about all this food.
But see, what I got to do, you got to come over today, actually, and it's Fat Tuesday, man. So you got to come over and party with us today. So we are going to have all kind of food all day today. This is Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday celebration.
Wow.
So you can see, I did that on purpose so you come over to the market.
Man, I'm hungry. Monica, you hungry? Yeah, Monica's hungry.
Let's go.
Okay, sorry to stop.
We'll celebrate Fat Tuesday over at the market.
I did not realize it was already Fat Tuesday.
It is.
Got to get the king cake.
We got it.
Oh, there you go.
We got it. And that's been a great part of what we do from a food perspective, is that a lot of the culture that comes out of the Black community is centers around food and culinary arts. And so you certainly get that opportunity to have some great food when you come over to the
Did you see our show with Chef Schuler from across the street?
I didn't see that one.
Chef Schuler
is he with Prep?
Yes.
Okay.
First African-American certified master chef ever.
Yeah.
Might be still the only.
And I actually had a chance to go to the restaurant, because there's a restaurant right
across the street from here.
It was a great meal.
Yeah, and he brings in, it's kind of like an entrepreneur type place, because he brings in kids to teach them culinary and hospitality. But he brought up the same thing, all about the food. So let's get off food. I'm getting too hungry. Now, you were going to talk about art.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have Art Avenue when you come to the market. And Art Avenue is really anchored by a company called Timbuktu. His family, they've been jewelers, and they create authentic African jewelry. Also, we have the guy that actually created all the jewelry you see in Black Panther. And so he also is there. So we have some really, really dynamic jewelers. We have visual artists. I would say our African-American art collection, it rivals the High Museum in terms of if you're really interested in African art. A number of different genres. As you proceed down Art Avenue, you're going to look right in front of you. You're going to see Maddie's Tea Room. Maddie's Tea Room is dedicated to our founder's wife, Maddie Allen. And so we have high tea. And so if you want to get fancy and, do the little pinky thing, the ladies love to go and have tea in our tea room. And then we have probably about 20,000 square feet of event space. And so we play host to a number of events with churches, with the AKAs, the Deltas. And so one of the things that our community really needs is additional event space.
True.
So we are part of the hospitality and tourism industry from that perspective as well. And so you'll see that. And then you have 3 rows of retail experiences, and you can get cigars. You can get ices. We have a jazz club.
I was wondering, we go bring the pink.
The Pink Lion.
Pink Lion.
Yeah. I mean, man, I'm telling you, the Pink Lion, I'm so proud of the work that Richard and Nee are doing in the Pink Lion. If you come by on Wednesday and you're 50 plus, and you come by on a Wednesday between 12 and 2, you're going to have the best day party you have ever experienced. They've created what's called Pink Lemonade, the Pink Lemonade series. And the Pink Lemonade series is a day party like none other. They have a live band. They get dressed up. They put their little hats on. And I'm telling you, they party in the Pink Lion on Wednesdays in particular. They have food for the seniors. It's sponsored by AARP and a number of different groups. And so it's a really cool day party. And so that happens on Wednesdays during the daytime. And then we also have different jazz artists that come from all over the world, world-renowned artists for the weekend shows as well. So the Pink Line has been a really big success. As you go down, we have our LED wall. We do a number of events there. And then you have what we call Greenwood Stage. And that's where we do plays. Just this weekend, I think K Smiles had the Why Am I Still Single play. And so we do a lot of plays. We do a lot of community activations. And really, we create a real 360 experience for our community. And we're looking forward to expanding what we call our community, if you would.
That's the big room where we did the opening.
Yes.
From the stage.
Yes.
Now, is Big Mama's Kitchen open yet?
We have not got Big Mama's open yet. I think if there's anything that I'm hoping we can achieve in the next 6 months, we really have got to get Big Mama's Porch open, and we've got to get Gumbo Cafe. That's the one up front. So our sit-down restaurants, if there's anything that really I think will improve the market, we're working really closely with our city leaders, the mayor and the city council, to work on how we get those sit-down establishments open. That is going to be very important to the development of the new Black Wall Street market, again, to kind of enhance that food experience when you come.
Make it a note, something to talk about later. So tell me, you talked about retail.
Yeah.
What if I don't have anything to open, but let's just use me as an example.
Yeah.
What if I wanted to come over and open up a store or open up a restaurant or something? Can I open up something in New Black Wall Street Market?
We would certainly welcome you with open arms to have James T. open up a store. And I think that's important, James, though, because, so often we kind of have gotten the message like, are you sure that's the right name, New Black Wall Street Market? And yes, let me say that definitively, because I think it sends a message and it denotes that this is about black culture. But one of the things that's very, very important to understand is we need all cultures to be a part of our merchant mix. We need all cultures to be a part of our client base, right? And so it's just like I would describe it as like when you go to New York and you go to Little Italy.
Right.
You don't got to be Italian to go to Little Italy. When you go to Chinatown, you don't have to be Chinese to go to Chinatown or open up a business. And so diversity in the sense of making sure the broader community feels very welcome when they come to the new Black Wall Street Market. That's really key to the development of what we're doing. So, yeah, we would be happy for you to come over. Now, we got a great dashiki shop, but we'd be happy for you to come over and open up any type of business that gives us more diversity and also sends a message that everyone is welcome at the new Black Wall Street Market.
Well, I have to say, we were talking about this before the show started. And there was a gentleman that had a white dashiki. Mm-hmm. And we were at the Fox Theater going to see Wicked. Not that that matters, but going to see Wicked. And I saw his clothing, and I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm uncomfortable, and he's wearing this dashiki, and he just looked so comfortable. I had to go over and talk to him. He's like, I want one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, it was white with white pants, linen, I think.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here like, my God, that looks so comfortable.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I can tell you, like, I did not have a dashiki in my closet before we opened the market, and I probably have 10 to 15 of them now. They are so comfortable. And I think that's really important. So often people are maybe a little afraid to wear a dashiki, or they think that it's cultural appropriation. But, what we found is like people are really excited when you want to celebrate their culture with them.
Right.
And I think that one of the things you'll find when you come to the New Black Wall Street Market is that we have great shops that can definitely supply you with that. But also they will supply you with an education on the journey, the product, where the garments originate from. I think about one of our most prominent members is the Negro League. And she has all of the baseball paraphernalia from the Negro League baseball teams. So when you go in her shop, not only can you get these really cool products, but she will tell you the story and the history of the Negro League. She will tell you the story and the history of the Black Crackers and their journey and how they were formed. And so you not only get the products, but one of the things I think our merchants do a really good job of is sharing the story. And as we look at how we expand the market, that's one of the things that I've really tried to encourage our members to do is we've got to create experience, and people will come just for some of those lessons and some of the things that you can learn from our merchants. And so, yes, James, come on over to the market. We're going to get you your dashiki. She's great. I'm trying to remember the name of my business that has the dashiki. She's going to kill me, but I got you. So we're going to get you your dashiki.
So I want to get the dashiki, but then you mentioned the lady that has the Negro League.
Oh, man, it's awesome.
Because I actually when I was in Columbus, Mississippi, we brought in a bunch of Negro League players. Unfortunately, there's not many left just because of timing.
Right.
But, there's a guy who runs a big Negro League museum. We need to get her in touch with him. We did a lot of things with the Negro League and baseball and all. So, but
and I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna get you to Cuba Kingdom and Dr. Ronnie. I make sure I did not miss that one. So Dr. Ronnie is going to be the person to put you in your first dashiki. We'll get you set up.
Dr. Ronnie
at Cuba Kingdom on
Is he a
Choctaw.
PhD or MD?
She's a PhD.
She's a PhD.
Yes, but she's awesome, and she'll take care of getting you set up in your first dashiki.
Listen to what we've been talking about. I mean, and a lot of this I already knew, but it's always really cool to have you on the show and talk about it.
Yeah.
But, you're a great place for family reunions.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got Penny coming over soon. I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, we have, when you look at the DNA of a family reunion, oftentimes, when the family first gets together, you have a big party, you start off. And so we're really great on Friday for the reception party. We're really a great place on Saturday if they want to have a big banquet, or Sunday, the kind of concluding banquet. We have large LED walls so you can play their videos and kind of recapture the history of the family. And then also, I think that one of the things we do really well is we deliver an experience.
Right.
And so you can have an experience to where you can do something substantive with your young people and teach them about the history of Black entrepreneurship and Black Wall Street. I know that the senior community enjoys kind of the vibe of the place. And so there's a lot that families can do with us during family reunion time. And so we're real excited that Penny's bringing over that family reunion workshop. We work really closely with the hotels in the area. And so I think that Stonecrest is the perfect place for tourism. It's the perfect place for family reunions. You can go to Arabia Mountain. You can hang out at Privy for a little bit. Then you can come see us. And so, again, we have a really dynamic team of entrepreneurs who are doing all that we can to provide experience to folks when they come to Stonecrest for a day.
Well, you mentioned the key parts, because one of the things that is nice about New Black Wall Street is you have, I believe, two different ballroom meeting rooms, and then you have the really long kind of exhibition hall.
Yeah.
Which also, you could have different games for the kids while people are shopping and entertaining themselves through the main part of New Black Wall Street Market. You could have activities in an area for the kids. But then you mentioned Arabia. One of the other key points that family reunions want is parks. So you've got the parks with the city of Stonecrest. You've got Arabia Mountain parks and activities going on there. Privy with the food hall opening soon, and Sequest and the mall. You tie all that together, the culinary aspect of the city in general. and soon a winery or a vineyard right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put all that together, you're just an awesome family reunion destination.
Yeah, and I mean, everything that you just talked about, when you look at it, is probably about a 7-minute radius. And so, again, it gives families this convenience. And so we're excited about Stonecrest and all it has to offer. Mike Vesio from your staff, he's really playing a leading part in helping us to take action in Stonecrest. And so, like, after I leave this meeting, we're literally having a task force on tourism action meeting. We're excited to see you coming over with Christian, and you guys are doing a think tank. Mm-hmm. And so we are trying to approach this thing from every possible angle. And ultimately for us, as the new Black Wall Street market, you know, this project is really just a pilot to the development of the new Black Wall Street International Village. And so we own over 200 acres of land, and we really want to see that land become the epicenter of the most prolific African-American centric mixed-use development in the country, right? So we want to see, and again, you know, we know there was a previous development project that didn't happen, but there was a lot of energy and effort that went behind that, and we still think that we can leverage much of what was being promoted and developed with the Sports City development. And so we're excited to use this project to learn. But what was very important that people understand, this is Mr. Allen's pilot project with the market. Our real project is, how do we create a real epicenter and an ecosystem with that 200 acres of land that celebrates Black business, that celebrates women-owned businesses, and that creates density in Stonecrest. You know, once Stonecrest has density, I think you're going to see Stonecrest rival communities like Avalon. You're going to see Stonecrest rival communities like downtown Decatur. But you got to have that density piece. And so that's what we're working very aggressively on, is how do we get brand new buildings coming out of the ground around the mall. And so we're working in concert with the city, with county, and with everyone who wants to be a part of that. And we think we really can create something that the world will want to come and experience here in Stonecrest and DeKalb County.
So tell me, is all of the Target, is all of New Black Wall Street Market being the old Target, is all that being used right now, or do you have another section coming up?
Man, that's the thing. Is like, we got a V8, and we were probably only hitting about 4 cylinders right now, to be honest. We still, and one of the new programs that I'm instituting is we're going to be doing mission-based co-working, because we just, like, it's kind of like in the Bible, right? They say the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Oh, man, we have got so much opportunity and so much upside just in the market before we even get to the village, right? So we still have a major need to develop Madam C.J. Walker. That's our health and beauty aisle. So we still need beauty shops, barber shops. We still need to do a much better job there. As I've already mentioned, our food program, not only do we have those 2 anchor restaurants that we need to develop, but we also have space for a food court, which would give us 12 additional restaurants. So we still have a number of opportunities, and you're going to see us doing some really creative stuff in the next 6 months. We're going to be tapping the entrepreneurial talent of young people, and we're starting a youth membership to get young people involved in helping us do a lot more with technology and tourism. You'll see us do a lot with our mission-based co-working program. And I think the way that you solve some of our challenges as a market is entrepreneurs they're problem solvers.
Right.
So we're going to elicit entrepreneurs from DeKalb County to help us deal with those pieces that we need to deal with, and to continue the investments into the market, and also to begin the process of developing the village and the land developments and the new construction. So we got a few jobs. We're working a few hours a day, but we're attacking it and going after it under the leadership of our founder, Mr. Allen.
So with this all this extra time you have daily, if you're a restaurateur, restaurant entrepreneur, or say you're with Georgia State hospitality program or UGA hospitality program, and you want to open up a restaurant,
yeah,
who do they contact?
So what they would do is you would email processor. Her name is Tawana Houston, and she is a dynamic. She's literally the nucleus and the brains of our operation. But she would take your information, and I would probably end up in that conversation, just because with restaurants and food, there's a lot of permitting, a lot of planning that has to go into place. But she would be the person you would start if you want to open up a restaurant, or for that matter, any business at the New Black Wall Street. It starts with our processor, and so we have a process of vetting entrepreneurs and vetting the businesses that we need to figure out what's a fit.
We need to get you in touch with Georgia State Hospitality because they actually have entrepreneur classes.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to make that connection. So I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna get you your dashiki, but you got to give me that connection. So.
Oh yeah, because that would be perfect because they really do. They're expand. They have a lot in the restaurant side. They just opened up like a coffee shop with the program from Cecil B. Day School of Hospitality on campus. So we've been talking to them about trying to outfit another sports facility. They need a restaurateur to come in.
Yeah,
so that'd be a great opportunity
to get together. Hey man, you make it happen. I appreciate that. Well, we definitely would love to have that connection. I think it's absolutely key to us driving traffic at the market is to enhance and continue to improve our food and beverage program. And for that matter, too, even from a hospitality standpoint, when it comes to servers and people who know how to put events together, we still have that need as well. So I would love to have that conversation.
Well, switching into events, and also I want to make sure that you have April 19th, 9 a.m. to 12 on your calendar.
Okay, I don't.
Because we are producing a signature series that will have different speakers talking about events.
Okay.
So that'll be our next topic for you.
Cool.
But I'm bringing in a professor from University of Massachusetts, the past director of hospitality. Okay. We've got the director of marketing management from Longwood University. I have a professor from Clemson Park Recreation Tourism Management, actually my advisor for my PhD program. And right here, the deputy director and director of the master's program with Georgia State Hospitality, Dr. Kim. And then we have Devon Reed, who is an African-American woman hotel owner.
Oh, cool.
And she's part of the Wyndham Bowl group trying to bring in more black hotel owners. Yes. So we're going to have a panel. We're going to be talking about events and how events contribute to quality of life and how it can also be an economic impact for the city to build on and to recruit from and just provide even more quality to its citizens. So with that, tell us about the events that you have going on.
Oh, man. I mean, it's a constant. The only way that we can hit our numbers, and our numbers as a market, is that we have to have a minimum of 5,000 people come every week. On a great week, we're at 10,000 per week. And then on a holiday weekend, we should be tracking 15 to 20,000 visitors per weekend.
So this weekend, you should be doing really well. Does most people consider, isn't it President's Day Monday?
Well, President's Day is Monday. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, but we should be doing really well in February, period, because it's Black History Month.
True.
And so Black History Month is one of the months where we perform very, very well. So I kind of say that we perform really well on Black holidays, on holidays, and any kind of special events. That's really the key to our market. And so when you think about special events, I can just kind of go backwards, right? And so this weekend, this weekend we had Kay Smiles, and she did her play, Why Am I Still Single? So that brought out like 400 people. We had a special art performance and an art show this weekend that brought out people, and we were talking about various art products that Timbuktu was introducing to the community. We also had a group of students come from Vanderbilt.
Wow.
They were just on a Black immersion program. We have a number of events we do with colleges and high schools. We just had DECA from DeKalb County. They brought over 800 DECA students, and we did a regional DECA competition. Oftentimes we have groups like the AKAs or the Deltas. They'll come and have their special days and celebrations with us. We recently, with Tammy Grimes, one of our city council members, did a Divine Nine initiative where you bring all of the African-American fraternities and sororities together. And so our place is very well suited for events. Family reunions are great there. Banquets. We have a number of churches that come and do banquets with us. And so we're really well suited to give our clients and our customers a great event experience. We have great culinary artists and catering companies that we work with. So it's a really great place, and people love our LED walls. So it's nothing. If you're a speaker, you feel great when you see yourself 20 feet tall on that LED wall. We all love that, and so people love our LED walls, and we have them in our ballroom, and also at the end of Bourbon Street, you'll see that we have really cool LED walls, and also in the Pink Line, we have really cool LED walls.
Well, tell me, since you have Bourbon Street, you have to get Cafe Du Monde into Bourbon Street.
Come on, let's bring it.
How do we bring them?
Man, I just need the person. We have some really great entrepreneurs from Louisiana, but none of them have been able to put together that concept. And I'm telling you, if you look at the structure of our bakery, it almost looks like the Cafe Du Monde. Did I say it the right way?
Cafe Du Monde, yeah.
It looks like Cafe Du Monde. If you've ever been down to the French Quarters. And so Mr. Allen, he installed those wrought iron. I mean, it has the feel. So entrepreneurs out here, James and I have already given you the playbook of what you should do, but we need somebody to create a Cafe Du Monde at the Black Wall Street Market. I thought you were going to say the liquor, and I was telling you we need that too. So.
Yeah, that's true. What is the famous liquor? The Hurricane?
The Hurricane.
Yes, we need the Hurricane, Cafe Du Monde with the coffee. And the beignets.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's big in that area is Raising Cane's chicken.
I just saw that on a movie. You're right. We got to get that too. So, hey, if there's a vendor out there, somebody that's with that franchise, and also too, we said it in jest, but it's really serious. It's great, and we need the mom and pop operators, but we also need those higher level food service operators to really meet the demands of the new Black Wall Street Market. So I would love if there was a franchisee that could become a part of that. That would be great. We are working really closely with Leighton Hull, who has the Bojangles in our community as well, because we need a mixture of that mom and pop shop, but also we do need some of those seasoned franchisees that can really handle the kind of volume and the kind of opportunity we have. And we hope that we can make that happen as we develop our anchor food establishments and also our food court as we get that developed.
As you were talking, I was just thinking, Starbucks has the Proudly Brew. Mm-hmm. I wonder if we could get at least because you can buy Cafe Du Monde coffee. Mm-hmm. Just coffee with chicory.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do like a Proudly Brew with Cafe Du Monde coffee in New Black Wall Street.
Man, you're just coming up with them.
That would be.
You got to come spend more time with me, James. You're coming up with great concepts. Let's do it.
We need to add that to our coffee show later.
I got
it. Raising Cane's is in the area because they're opening one up. They have opened one up, I believe, in Gwinnett.
Yeah.
So they are in this part of the world now.
We need them.
So that would be very cool to get. Great for sports because, that's their big thing. They know it. Yeah. So I've got trying to think. Well, before we move on past Black History Month,
yes,
are you all doing special events for that?
Yeah, we have events all month long, every weekend. Today we have a Fat Tuesday celebration that's going on from 11 to 6. We have plays all month. We have cultural events. We have a family festival. If you come, I don't know when this actually airs, but February the 25th, we have this school that comes out, and they have these young men in particular that reenact, and they actually represent different historical figures, and they perform for you right there. And so you can learn as you do it. So we have a family festival that we're promoting with the city on February the 25th as we conclude Black History Month. And so all month there are going to be events and plays and cultural events and artistic events. The whole month, every weekend, there's something going on at the New Black Wall Street Market.
Now, have you all tied in together with the Black History Month with Flat Rock Archives with Arabia Mountain?
We are actually, I'm telling you, that's happening. And that was why I put that task force together. We have experienced when we started the New Black Wall Street Market, just to be totally transparent, we had 100% occupancy for almost 2 years. And we started seeing some slide in our occupancy with some of our retailers. And so as we saw that, we know that we've got to respond quickly. We've got to respond and really transition from a retail model into an experience model. Yes. And I want to talk to you about that too. But when we saw that transition happening, we knew that we had to do some things to kind of adjust and make some new things happen. And so we're certainly working on those kind of events and how we make that happen.
That's great because, yeah, I mean, people want to come and be entertained.
Yes.
It's just the museums aren't dead. Museums don't entertain you and educate you. Or edutainment type concept is what keeps everything moving forward.
Yes, we certainly.
And you've got the bones for all of it. You've got the looks, the concept. So if we can get the more of the entrepreneurs to open up restaurants, that open up retail, food items. I mean, it's almost like you could do your own little prep, like around here in the area where you have, they could do their own sauces and stuff in the area.
Yeah.
We definitely got to get the coffee.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we're working on right now with that task force is how do we bring all these assets together? I would love it. And part of what we're proposing with Flat Rock in particular, to go back to your answering that question, we would love for people to come to the new Black Wall Street Market, get on a bus, go and do a driving tour of Arabia Mountain, go and do a driving tour of Flat Rock Archives, come back to our place, maybe go over in errands and have a wine tasting. And so again, we really want to serve as, and I was, I'm a nerd, so I read some of our economic development studies about Stonecrest, right? And in those studies, it says that one of the weaknesses that we have from a tourism standpoint in Stonecrest is we have no trailhead. So there's nowhere to go to know that, okay, I've arrived in Stonecrest. Now, how do I understand the attractions? How do I navigate this city? How do I have the Stonecrest experience? And so we hope to kind of serve as a part of that trailhead experience. Arabia Mountain, and we're working really closely with Ravonda Cosby, the executive director of Arabia Mountain. They have a huge sticker in the back in our expo hall, and so we're working very closely with her to begin activating that and having kind of some animal experiences for the kids and families. But certainly we know that Arabia Mountain, I mean, the one thing that we have that, it's like Stone Mountain. The best thing they got is Stone Mountain, right? So Arabia Mountain is the attraction in Stonecrest. And we're working very diligently to make sure that our customers understand how to navigate the mountain. But also, when you think about diversity, many of the folks who frequent Arabia Mountain are not African Americans, right? So it's very important that we start, and I always criticize ourselves at Stonecrest. We don't do a good enough job of telling folks on Arabia Mountain, when you come off the mountain, come have a cup of coffee over here, go over to Golden Glow and have a juice, or go to Wild Well and get a juice or a smoothie. We don't do a great job of inviting folks from the mountain to come and have experience in our city and go and have lunch at Belinda's. And so we've got to do a better job of that as a city. Also, we've got to do a better job of making sure the folks who live in our city, which is 97% African American, that they truly understand how to navigate the mountain. And so we hope to really be a resource for Ravonda and the Arabia Mountain Heritage Alliance folks to help connect the dots and make sure people understand all the cool stuff that we've got to do. I've been trying to get Mr. Allen to give me a little bit of leeway because Oprah shoots Greenleaf at his mansion.
I wanted to get into that filming.
Yeah. So we do a lot with film. It really undergirds a lot of our work, and so I'm gonna get you to try to help me campaign Mr. Allen to let me create the Greenleaf tour because people love that show Greenleaf, and we had the pleasure of working with that group for 4 years to host that production right here in Stonecrest and in DeKalb County, and it was great for us to have Oprah and her team working with us for 4 years.
Well, you know how many people go to Covington for as far back as Dukes of Hazzard, In the Heat of the Night, and then more modern day, which still is kind of old now, but Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal the amount of people that can come into the area. And in like the mall, I believe, had Stranger Things that was shot there. Yeah. I think you have a film that's going to be shot pretty soon in Stonecrest. So the film market is definitely one to get into. Entertainment you already got, experiential and is what you're working towards.
Yep.
So I mean, you've got all the bones again. You've got all the assets.
And I want you to know we appreciate the work that you guys are doing and the work. Oh man, I can't remember her name. She's over the film commission. Shelbia Jackson. She does a great job. Her and her team. We filmed P Valley. We have filmed Ludacris just did his Christmas movie at our place. We've done BMF. We have done HBO. We've done Vampire Diaries. And so oftentimes many of those houses that are near DeKalb County, as far as their base camp, they will come and do their productions with us, and they work really closely with New Birth. They get the parking. So it's a real win-win for our community and the work that you're doing to bring film here. And so we truly appreciate it. We're glad the strike is finally over.
Yes.
And we're looking for those films to start coming back. But it's a big part of our operation in terms of film and production. We do a lot of film and production at our main
We
campus.
have a big film meeting coming up in, I think it's May 23rd.
Yeah, make sure I'm in. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm there if it's happening. So.
But if you get, because I'm a huge Tulsa King fan.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever seen Tulsa King.
I haven't.
It's one of Sheridan, the guy that did Yellowstone. But Tulsa King is moving from Tulsa to Atlanta.
Oh.
So if you get Sylvester Stallone ever in your place, you need to call me.
I got you. We'll make sure you get the VIP tour.
So we don't need to close yet, but we're getting close. Is there any type of stories or any last things that you want to bring up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I don't know if it's an individual story, but I think I want to tell the story of many of our merchants. We had really, really, really great days our first couple of years, and we've weathered some storms this last year. But I've seen so many of them grow and do so well because in our community, oftentimes the minority entrepreneur has to pop up at different festivals and different events, but there wasn't necessarily consistency.
Okay.
And so one of the things I think that we've done is that we've provided an outlet for really small entrepreneurs to have a consistent place to do business. And that's worked really well. And now, we have been able to attract corporate sponsors and partners to sow into businesses, to provide loans, to provide grants. And so we've seen the entrepreneurs really develop in our ecosystem. It's very important that I also, point out that not only do we provide the retail experience, the experiences and what we do for the public, but also all of our entrepreneurs go through required training and customer service and business development. And that's something that our founder, Mr. Bill Allen, absolutely required, that we must do things with excellence and we must train the entrepreneurs to make sure they're operating at their highest level. And so one of the things that I'm super proud of is our team and also our merchants. We've seen business development really happen. And in our community, James, oftentimes we talk about the problems, but there are not a lot of people that actually are getting their hands dirty and solving it. And so as we approach many of these entrepreneurs being 2 years in business, now they have tax returns. Now they've kind of gotten it together. Yeah. They've got consistency. So they're at that magical age where they actually can access capital. And so that is truly our next mission, is to make sure that we're capitalizing many of these companies so they can continue to be successes. I look at so many entrepreneurs, even, I want to point out that even some of our issues with occupancy right now are because we have given entrepreneurs a platform from which they've been able to grow. And now people like Rose's, she does clothing. And she started at the market, and now she's over right next to Trend in Stone Mountain, and she has her very own shop. So some people have grown out of the market, but truly, because we've been blessed with the leadership and the vision of our founder, Mr. Bill Allen, we are actually doing the work of developing minority and women-owned businesses, and we're seeing the growth. And so I just want to commend everybody that's been a part of this. You personally, and I want to commend you publicly on your show. Maybe you'll invite me back, right? But you have been there. You were there at the grand opening in the parking lot. You were there at the grand opening inside the building. You have helped to resource us. Penny has been almost like a member when we started. And Mike comes to all of our meetings. Mike is a jewel when it comes to groups and getting those buses to come through.
Yes.
You all have connected us with Georgia and Niger, who is helping us. And so, again, tourism and what you guys are doing has really been a key factor in our development. But I want to also salute our community for supporting minority entrepreneurs, because we're doing the real work at the New Black Wall Street Market. And so, it continues by you coming over and knowing you are welcome to get your dashikis, to get your natural tonics, to get your juices, to get your jewelry, and to really experience experience black culture at the new Black Wall Street Market.
Well, it sounds like after today we got to get everything vegetarian and vegan.
We still got some meat in the house, man. But, we got a lot of vegetarian and vegan offerings. But we definitely still got a little meat in the house. For those, I'm a carnivore still.
Oh, me too.
And I'm not ashamed of it. So we got you covered, man. Just come on over. We'll take good care of you.
Well, Matt, I really appreciate you being on the show. Look forward to some of the things we've talked about, doing some other shows throughout the year.
Awesome.
And appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to check our next show.